I've got a bunch of Note 7 cases to get through, so let's do this. Let's start off with the case that I've been using as a daily driver since I got the Note 7. This is the Rinke Slim. This has been a really good case so far. It doesn't add any bulk or anything like that. Let's take a closer look at this one. We're going to knock out some other cases. As I mentioned, it's got a really slim profile. There's just a slight little edge over here so that way you could put it on the face of the phone if you needed to, which I wouldn't recommend without a screen protector anyways. But it's been a great case. I've really enjoyed using this one. Now, it will collect a little bit of fingerprints, but it wipes off really easy, so you're not gonna really have. And what I've liked about this case is that it's got a nice grip and texture to it. While it's smooth, it doesn't feel like it's gonna fall out of my hand because of the grip. So I really like this case a lot. I definitely recommend it. Pretty simple to install and remove as well. A little fun fact is that I have not taken this case off since day one, and there's no dust or dirt stuck between the case at all. I mean, like, there's one little speck right there and that's it. This next case is made by Rinke and it's the Max Bumblebee. This really isn't my style, but this might be something you might like. So some of the features that you might appreciate about it is that it's a TPU kind of material, but it's got a hard frame, so that's gonna be nice for those drops and some of those really hard spills. And this design on the inside is actually made to displace any kind of energy when it's dropped. So anytime you see something like that, that's what that means. It's not just a fancy looking design. So we're gonna have some button covers. We'll see how that works. You got port access. Let's see how this looks on the Note 7. All right, so installs relatively easy. Let's see what the button clicks are like. Button clicks are great, very nice and tactile, both on the power and the volume, so I like that a lot. Other perks about this case, it's got a nice grip and texture on the side, so it's good for holding your phone. You know you're not going to drop it. And you can notice that it's got really good reinforced edges and corners, and that's going to help again with those big drops. Next up, we got our popular UAG case. This is one of my favorite case companies. I love getting this case for any device that I get. It's definitely trusted. It's a hard shell type of case, so it's really nice and sturdy. Let's see what it looks like. I got the black, so that way it would match my black Note 7. Look really nice and stealthy. That looks really sleek. I like that a lot. Let's see how the buttons are. Buttons are nice and tactile, both with the power and the volume rocker. Those feel really good. Perks about a UAG case is that one, it's going to be very protective. It doesn't add too much bulk for being such a rugged case. I also like the raised edges on the top and the bottom. It's going to be for those times where you want to put the phone face down, or if the phone does fall face down, you got that nice gap right here. I've had other devices in the past dropped it, and because of that kind of edge that it had, it saved it. So it's really nice to have those kind of phones protected by this kind of case. I like that a lot. That looks really nice. I really wish that they had the white edition for this and it will look like a Stormtrooper edition. I don't know why they don't make the white one as much as they used to. I love the white UAG case. They need to bring that back. Next up, we got another trusted brand. It's OtterBox, and this is their Commuter series. It's a 2-layer type of case. So you're gonna wanna take the first layer off and separate it from the hard shell, so that we can install it the easiest way. So there you go, you just kind of fold it over like a TPU case, and what I normally do is start at wherever the most activity is, which is basically all these ports down here. Get that part all lined up and set up first, then come over and fold over the top edge, fold over to the sides, then you got these little dust port covers that you're going to want to flip on out so that way it installs correctly, and you should be good to go. Let's see what the buttons feel like. Buttons are tactile-ish, not as tactile as the other cases that we've seen in this video, but it's still pretty good press. Volume buttons are about the same as the power button. So as mentioned before, we do have dust covers right here. It's going to help keep, well, dust out of those ports, out of your headphone jack, and out of your USB port. Then there's a cutout for your speaker. Let's see how easy it is to access the S Pen. That was pretty simple. I was really curious to see what the S Pen was going to be like, that experience, because it's really kind of recessed in there. But all you do is press it, and then they got this indentation right here to where it makes it really easy to pull out. But this case feels good in the hands. I don't feel like I'm going to drop it. It's got a nice texture on the sides. I would definitely recommend this case. I like it a lot. My favorite OtterBox series is the Commuter case, and that's what this is. So let's check out another one that I got from them, and it's the Symmetry case. Now the Symmetry case is a little stiffer than the Commuter OtterBox. It feels like it's a 2-layer case, and it's more so like a 2-layer case, but it's kind of meshed and mended together. and it's going to give a slimmer profile than what you get with the Commuter series. You also don't get dust port covers, and that's the major differences between the Commuter and the Symmetry. The buttons are very similar to what the Commuter feels like. It's not bad, but it's just a tad bit stiffer than those other cases that I've tested out in this video so far. Again, perks about this case is you get that raised lip for those nasty drops. You got reinforced corners. See what the S Pen feels like. Just as good as the Commuter case. Next up, we're moving on to another brand, another one of my favorites, which is VRS Design. This is their Dandy leather case, and it's a pretty cool design. Personally, I'm not the biggest on flip cover kind of cases. In case you are, this is a good option for you because it is very high quality made. You got your card slots here, you got a billfold. It doesn't fold over for a kickstand like I've seen with some leather flip covers, but it's gonna go in like a snap-on case. Let's go ahead and get that on in. So it goes in there nice and snug. It's not going to fall out. Then there you go. That's what it looks like fully installed. So you're going to have access to your power button on the outside of this. You can kind of feel around for the volume rockers here, but more than likely you're going to want to open the case on up and access the volume rockers there. But you are going to get some pretty good drop protection because you do have reinforced corners on this. It's got a slim profile. These kind of cases are great for travel because if you're going through airports or if you just need like less stuff to carry around, you can carry around your essential cards. You got some, a cash slot there, and you got your phone. Not to mention you got Samsung Pay or Android Pay, so just kind of keep it to a minimum. Got your identification. You got everything that you need just for easy access. If you do want to make a phone call though, you can have it closed. You got a little cutout up here for your earpiece speaker. Down at the bottom, you got full access to all your ports and also your microphones. Next up from VRS Design is their Duo Guard, and they added a really cool addition, which is the kickstand this time. So we now have a kickstand with this, which is very nice. It's very similar to the kickstand that Sadia puts on their cases that they've been doing for years now. It's got a magnetic closure, kind of spring-loaded here, but this is that blue coral design. So if you get that blue coral Note 7, this will look pretty dang sleek on it. I got the black Note 7. I was torn between the two colors. I was tempted to get the blue one, but I really like the black frame and just the all blackness of the Note 7. So this is a happy medium. I can actually still have my slick looking Note 7 that's in all black, but I can put a case on it and I got my blue back. So it's really nice little option there. You can see how easy it was to install, so let's check out the buttons. Very tactile. They did a really good job on the button presses on this case. That feels amazing. They did a really good job on that. So as far as grip and texture, it feels rather grippy. It doesn't feel like it's gonna slip out of my hand. It's not slippery here. Actually, this cross pattern here helps with grip going this way. Other things that I appreciate about this case, it's got a corner protection and it's also got full edge protection. Something you might be wondering is if the edge features are accessible, and you can see there I can swipe over just fine. That's a good looking case. I like that. Good job, VRS Design. Next up, we got a redefined high pro shield, and what I mean by that is that they added that kickstand on this case as well. It's got this hard frame on the outside, then a TPU material for the rest of it. Button press, wow, they did such a good job with the button presses this time. Really good job. They feel great. All right, so let's test out the swipe in on the side, just fine. Got full access to your ports. Looks like it's big enough to where it's going to fit a normal size USB Type-C head. But your headphone jack, you're going to make sure that you're going to need a skinny jack. Access to the S Pen is just the way they designed it, is more on the back versus like the Commuter OtterBox to where it's on the side. So you just kind of use your fingernail on the back end of it instead. Next up, we got the VRS Design Simply Fit. This is just a straight up TPU case, no kickstand or anything like that. So it's going to be a really slim, low profile case. Easy install. Check out the buttons. Buttons feel really good. VRS Design is on point with their buttons this year. Edge features look great too. Pretty much the same story with everything down here at the bottom. S Pen is going to be accessible. Very good. Next up, the last case by VRS Design for this video is the Damda Glide, and this is a pretty cool one. It's another wallet style case, but I like this the most because it's not flip cover, but I can still carry my cards. You're going to be able to fit up to 3 cards in this. And it's pretty cool. It's actually got a little bit better door this time. The only somewhat downside to this one is that it's going to add a little bit extra bulk because of that card case slot here. That works really good. I like that. It's pretty easy to manage. All right, button test. And they keep doing a great job with their buttons. Feels really good. Port access is going to be like their other thicker cases. Port access, again, skinny jack. Every USB Type-C cable should fit with that. S Pen, easy to get to as well. As far as the edge features go, easy to get to. The Simply Light, and this might be my favorite one. It's got that awesome blue coral color. It's got the kickstand, and it's a snap-on case. Let's try it out. I might be using this one from now on. That went in a little too easy. It's probably because there's no frame down here. That looks really good. I'm pretty sure it'll probably look better on the blue coral Note 7, but obviously you got access to your ports, full access down here at the bottom of course, so it's gonna be easy to get your S Pen. You can just actually do a full thumb press and press it in there. You don't have to kind of squeeze your finger in there. There's so many into windows that I'm saying right now. Edge features look great too. So this is a pretty cool one. I like this case. It looks really good. In case you're wondering what the kickstand is like, it's gonna be like this on all those cases that I showed you. And so you're able to put it down like that so you can use it as a desk clock, especially if you use always on display. I personally don't use always on display just because I just don't use it. But if you want to watch movies or YouTube videos, my YouTube videos or whatever, the only thing I don't like about it is that because of the placement of the kickstands, you can't use the volume controls. You got to pick your phone all the way up. On the other hand, if they were to have it like this, you could at least adjust the volume and stuff like that. So when these case companies make these kickstands, that's something I look for, and it's something I want them to pay attention to. I think it needs to be reversed, in my opinion. Moving on to the last and final case company for this video is Oblique, and they're pretty similar to VRS Design, but just a little bit different. This is gonna be like one of those two-layer cases again that's kind of meshed together. You get an inner TPU, then hard shell on the outside. Pretty firm fit, that's good. Let's see what the buttons feel like. Buttons are really nice on this one too. Yeah, I like the button presses, those are nice. Port access, gonna be a lot like VRS Design. You're gonna have to have a skinnier jack, but that one's actually a little bit bigger hole, so that's good. You should be able to fit some thicker jacks in that one. USB port is good. Speaker, let's see what the S Pen feels like. First attempt, good to go. And let's check out the edge feature. Works just great. Good looking case too. I like that coral blue. So if you are looking for a coral blue, you were stuck between the two different colors, or if you want to get that all coral blue look, you don't want to lose that nice looking blue color that the Note 7 offers, but you still want to be protected, this is a good case to get. Next we have what they call the naked shield. So obviously you're going to want to take this part off. It's got a protective film on it. See how easy it is to get off. It's not as easy to get to on the inside. So that's, as you can see here, I started with the camera cut out. Alright, so I kind of like how they did that though, because it's really frustrating when I get dust stuck between here. It just looks so dang tacky. So make sure you clean off the back of your Note 7 before you get this installed. Installs really good. And the thing I don't like about clear cases is that if you do get any kind of dust stuck between here, you're going to see it. But if you want to see what your phone looks like, if you don't want to lose that on that look, you know, this is a good option for you. I'm not particularly fond of this little area down here. It says the Galaxy Note 7 Naked Shield. I don't like that part. I don't think that they should have put that there. Buttons pretty good. It's a tad bit stiffer than the other cases that I have looked at. This is probably the least favorite of the ones that I've seen in this video so far. You do get some raised edges on the top and bottom. Not much, but just enough to give you some protection. As far as the ports go, pretty much the same as our other cases. S Pen is relatively easy to get to. Edge features work great too. And the element that I wanted to add to this video was picking out my top 3, and I've been sitting here for a good solid 5, 6, maybe 7 minutes just trying to decide which one I like the most. And it's a really tough call, so I'm gonna give you like my runners up and stuff, but these are my top 3. I've been using this Rinke one and it's been a great case. I like it a lot because of the slim profile, but then this is really good looking too, so I'm really torn between that. But this one, if I want like a mixture between slimness and also protectiveness, this is a great option. So I kind of gave this one to the top 3 spot as well. This Oblique one is a lot like this one, but it's just a tad bit different. You can see some of the differences here, but it's a very similar style. So the kickstand kind of gives them the notch up above this one. As far as the most protective cases go, I got the Commuter OtterBox. I like it a little bit better than the Symmetry. And of course the UAG case, if you want, again, another slimmer one, but rugged style. These are 2 great options to go with. And this clear naked shield one, I just don't really care for it. I probably like it more if they didn't have this part, but I'm not really a big fan of clear cases either. Man, that was a ton of cases to get through. Thanks for sticking through this whole video. If you did watch the whole video, let me know down in the comments. It's a cowabunga dude. I also want to know what your favorite case is that I've displayed here in this video. Or if there's another one that you really like that wasn't displayed in this video, leave that comment down below. I'll leave all the links that you need to all these cases down below in the video description. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to this channel so you can see more Note 7 coverage coming your way. I really appreciate it when you guys share my videos with your favorite social networks. And also, if you like this video, please give that a thumbs up. And until then, stay techy.